In this video, we're going to be moving from this to this. Let's go. Welcome back, family. Thank you for tuning in. For those who are new here, if it's your first time here, I go by the name of Tony. You can find me on Instagram at artistictony. Yes, this is a shot of Jenny. I have the behind the scenes footage on how I got this final image, so I'll just link that up on the top right corner. I've got a couple of requests on how I work on my images on Photoshop, so this is going to be my first video. So on this video, I'm just going to be showing you my workflow, and I'd really appreciate it if you were to drop down some questions, and so I know what type of videos I should be making in future. And with that said, please push the subscribe button, like the video, share to those that you think will find it helpful. Let's get on to it. So I'm gonna start off by clicking my spot healing brush, and then I'm gonna duplicate the layer. I don't like working on the original layer because if I make a mistake, then I won't be able to fix it. Yeah, I'm gonna start off by removing everything that's distracting my eye, like the hair there, like that big people blemish. I'm gonna remove that hair right there. Well, her hair was wet for the photo shoot, so that was the concept. I won't be removing that stray hair around it because I like it. And what else? Yeah, that's about it. And I'm gonna clean up her nails also. That's what I'm gonna do first. So I'm gonna make sure that my spot healing is clicked, and I'm gonna zoom in. And I'm editing this on the Wacom tablet. You could also use a mouse as well. It works, but it's way more efficient with a tablet. So I'm just going to be painting over the hair. The spot healing does a decent job. And then right now I want to go to the patch tool. So when I work with anything that's on the skin, if I want to remove a blemish, I always opt for the patch tool. I don't know, it maintains the texture more than the spot healing, And the reason why I'm not a big fan of the clone stamp when removing blemishes is because it also clones the color as well, compared to the patch, which just focuses on the skin texture, Let me just show you. So if I was using the clone stamp, I'd have to be close, So if I wanna remove that, I'd have to be super close. So still that you see, it's too obvious. So what I would do is I'll just use my patch tool. It blends in better, just like that, So I'm just going to be removing the blemishes right now. You're using the patch tool. Let's see. I like her eyebrows like that. Let's move that little tiny one right there. Yeah. So I'm just going to be removing everything that's distracting me, because there's some dark spots that are hers in, naturally. Maybe it is a birthmark or something, so we don't want to be removing that. Right now, let's go to the nails. Zoom in real tight. So I'm gonna click my spot healing brush for that. And I'm just gonna paint over that. So what I'm doing now, I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm just doing a rough cleanup. So I want to go in depth in just a second. So right now I want to start with my micro dodge and burn. So with that, I'm going to be using 2 curves adjustment layers. I'm just going to go down here, go to curves adjustment layer. And then I want to open another layer. And then this is going to be my, let me just say, my highlight. I'm just going to type high. Then I'm going to type shadow right there. And then I'm gonna turn that to screen because it is the highlight, so that's the layer I'm gonna use to brighten up everything. And then I'm gonna turn this on, the blending to multiply. It's gonna darken everything up, yeah. So I'm gonna hide both these layers because I'm gonna be revealing. And then I'm gonna open my black and white layer, right? Put it just on top. So how I would define micro dodge and burn, I'll just say is what I use to clean up the highlights, the midtones, and the shadows. So I'll just make this make more sense right now. I'll just open a layer. Choose, let me just stick with green. So as you can see, that's highlights right there, right? That's a highlight there. That's a highlight there. That's a highlight there, and that's a highlight there. What else? There's also highlight there. So as you can see, this is like supposed to be a highlight, right? But if you're to zoom closely, there's some dark spots there, like some dark like areas that I wanna brighten up, so this highlight stays consistent. Also there as well at the bridge area of a nose, I wanna keep that as consistent as possible. So that's why I chose the black and white layer, so I can see the transitions from highlights to shadows. Let me just delete that layer. So with my black and white layer open, I'm gonna push the reds down. I'm gonna push the reds down. So that they can be more defined. Right now I'm gonna go to my high layer. Then I'm gonna pick my brush. Flow. I make sure that like it's on 1%. Yeah. When that's done, I'm gonna zoom in and make sure that like I just patch up all the dark spots that I don't need. Make sure your brush is white because we're gonna be revealing it. So we're gonna be patching up the dark spots. Right there, you see. I prefer keeping my flow on 1%, but you can also use 5 if you want. I mean, I'll just show you what like this does. So if this was on 25 and I want to brighten that up there, you see, that's a bit too much. So that's why I prefer sticking on like 1%. You can use 2% if you wish. So I'll just be using this to patch all the dark spots that I do not need. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll just speed this up because it takes a bit of time. Just keep on like zooming your picture in and out to see that like it's looking all natural, Yeah. I prefer keeping my reds low on the black and white layer because that's when I can see the things that I don't need. So if it was there, I wouldn't like see it as much. So that's why I like pushing it down. Go back to my highs. I use this to just make my frequency separation more easy. And you see with her body down here, I don't want to be too much, because it's going to look flat. So I'm just painting over the dark spots that I don't need, basically. Oof, I feel like her lower face is a bit too bright, so I'm just gonna darken it a bit, just a bit. Just a tad bit. Yeah, so let's see the before and after so far. Before, after. So that's only with micro dodging and burning. Before, after. Before. That's a good cleanup. So right now I'm gonna be going to the frequency, but hold on. You see that? That had to go on my cleanup layer. When I started cleaning up, I had to take that out, also remove that. So right now I'm gonna merge all my layers, which is gonna be Control Shift Alt E. So it's gonna be a command on Mac, delete those layers. So right now I'm gonna go to that layer. I won't be using this black and white mask layer, so I'm gonna take it out. Go to my spot healing. So by fixing that, I'm just gonna clean that up a bit and then patch it with some glitters as well. So I'm gonna use the clone stamp for that. Make sure that I'm gonna put on 50%. I'm gonna put the hardest on 50. Then I'm gonna I like that. Let me see. Yeah, it looks better now. Let's see the before and after. Before and after, yeah. Right now we're gonna be doing the frequency separation. What frequency separation does is that it separates your texture and your color, so you edit them independently without them affecting each other when used properly. So I'm gonna copy this layer mask twice. So I'm gonna hold Control, then press J JJ twice. That's a shortcut for copying your layers. I'm gonna hide the top layer. I'm gonna go to my first layer and say low frequency. So the low frequency deals with the colors of the skin, and the high, which is the top one, deals with the texture. Oh, my spelling is bad. Deals with the texture of the skin. So I'm gonna go to my low right now. Then I'm gonna make it blurry. Go to my filter, blur. Let me just zoom this in a bit. Blur and Gaussian blur. I prefer being on 14. 14 works for me. Let me see. 13 is good actually. Yeah, 13 is good. 13, yeah, it's good. 13 is good. With that said, and then I'm gonna go to my high layer, make it visible. Then I'll go to the blending mode, choose linear light. And then I'm gonna go to image, apply image. Then I'm gonna go to layer, select the low frequency because I want them to be in a relationship. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go to blending mode. And then I'm gonna choose subtract. Make sure that like your scale is 2, your offset is 128. Select OK. So right now, as you can see, everything is back to normal because both these layers give you the original layer, provided that like your high layer is on top. Just revoke that. I'm gonna put that in a group, Control G. So right now we're gonna focus on the color. I'm gonna hide the texture layer, which is the high layer. I'm gonna copy the low layer, which is gonna be the one that I'm gonna be working on right now, because if I make a mistake I can still go back, and then I'm gonna hold Alt, click in between those layers to clip it down. So whatever that I do on this layer, this is gonna be like affecting like this layer down here. Then I'm gonna choose my mixer brush tool. These are the values that work for me, and then just make sure that this block right here is unchecked and this one is checked. Right now I'm gonna zoom in. So what I'm gonna be doing right now on frequency separation is that like I'm gonna be blending in the colors. So let's pick the mixer brush tool, then we're just gonna be mixing the colors to blend them in. Nice, you know, nice. This comes with practice. So I don't think it's something that like you do once and then you get it right the first time, you know. So this is what we're going to be doing right now, blending in those colors. One thing, you don't want to be like mixing with the like highlights and shadows. You see it there, that's where your cheekbone is. So I won't be like pulling the highlights down. I won't be like doing that, because right now I'm changing the structure of a face, you know. So it's pretty important to keep the highlights and shadows and midtones intact, because that gives you the structure of the face. With frequency separation, we just focus on the transitions of the color of the skin. Well, that's how I define it. Let's see what we've done so far. It's the before, that's the after. You see, her structure, the structure of her face does not change at all, as you can see right now. That's very important because we want to keep the same structure of her face and keep it natural. That's the before of what we've done so far, and that is the after. So I'm gonna match. Wait, hold on. Let me see eyebrows. Hold on. So I'm gonna come down here, go to my high layer, Control J once. Then I'm gonna clip it down. Yeah, it looks a bit weird, right? So we have to change the blending mode to normal. I feel like I'm moving too fast. Right now I'm just gonna be removing the things that I don't need like that. There's a lot of texture there, so I'm gonna be using the patch tool, patching that up. I mean, it depends on like what you want to keep and what you want to remove. So if you want to go in detail, you can like clean that up. So I'm gonna keep that one. That one's gonna go. And then I'm gonna clean the lips right there. That's about it. And then this one I'm gonna remove. I'm gonna remove this one as well. Remove that dark spot there. Right now I'm working on the texture, so it's just the texture. just to the texture. So I'm moving pretty fast right now because I don't want to be keeping here for long. This is just like an idea on how I work on my images on Photoshop. Okay, I'm messing up now. Control Z, undo. Yeah, so let's do that again. Really using it out. Let's see how it looks. Looks bad. So that looks better now. Yeah, do zoom in and out of your images so you see how like the overall image looks. I won't be removing everything because I like what's going on here. Let me see. I think I need to do macro dodge and blend again. Yeah. There's some things that I need to clean up. I think the color here looks a bit weird, isn't it? Like it. Let me just highlight this for you. Can you see that? Like it looks a bit dark there. Wait, it looks a bit dark there. So I think we're just gonna paint over it. So I'm gonna make sure that like my layer. So I'm gonna open another layer. Make sure it's beneath my texture, right? Then I'm gonna go to brush. Make sure that like I'll keep it on 5%. I'll keep my flow on 5% this time. Let's type it down. 5. When that is on 5, I'm gonna sample a color. I'm gonna sample a color next to it. So I'm gonna hold Alt. I'm gonna sample a color next to it, and then I'm gonna make sure that it's safe. And then I'm gonna be splashing all over there, so it blends in. I'm working on like a blank layer right now. Yeah, because it appeared a bit too dark and I didn't like it. Let's see the before and after. Before, after. Looks better. Let me paint that side as well. We can keep the similar color. Let me see how it looks. Looks a bit weird, eh? Before, after. Let me take down the opacity. Let me change this to color and see how it looks when it's on color. Take it up again. Before, after. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Let me see how the original picture looks. Before, after. Yeah, we're still on track. The texture is looking pretty good, and I want to darken this line. So should I paint over it or should I just... Nah, I'll just show you how I'll do it. So I'm gonna go to the pen tool. I'm gonna go into the pen tool and just draw over it. Draw over it. I'm gonna right click, make selection. Let me hide the texture. So I'm gonna come to my mixer, right? Then I'm gonna increase my opacity to, let me say like 75. Yeah, then I'm just gonna be making sure that like I fill this whole thing with the color of I like. And then I'm gonna go to solid color with this selection still being visible. I'm gonna go to solid color and just pick. I'm gonna pick black. Pick a little bit of gray. Yeah, that's fine. Pick gray. And then I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna hold Control and click the black box just to like reveal my selection again. Then I'm gonna go to the texture, clone stamp. Then I'm gonna be copying and pasting this texture to be there on top. Yeah, so let's go back to the color field and then take it down a bit. Let's take it down. So we can deselect the selection now. Let's see how it looks. No, deselect. So that's how it looks now. Let's see the before and after. Before and after. Looks good. Let me zoom out. It's the before, that's the after. It's a bit too dark, eh? Let me take down the opacity a bit. Yeah. Let me try out using like maybe like a gray color. Or maybe let me just match it to a head. Yeah, I'll just match it to a head. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. And that is frequency separation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna do another micro version blend layer. So I'm gonna Control Shift Alt E. It's not advisable to keep on merging all your layers, because if you wanna change something, it's gonna be a big problem. So if you wanna be more safer, you can keep your like layers there instead of like merging. So right now I'm gonna do another micro dodge and burn. Since I've shown you how I do my micro dodge and burn, I'm just gonna apply my action, because I've made an action on it. Gonna go to my black and white layer, take it down a bit and see how it looks. Ooh, it looks smoother than the first time. Can you see? The other reason why I prefer pushing my reds down on the black and white when doing micro dodge and burn is that if it ever depends that like myself or my clients wants to have this type of black and white image, it'll still look good because I've retouched with this type of like, you know, black and white adjustment on. So if I was to like stay there, I wouldn't see a lot of stuff. So that's why I prefer pushing it down. That's when the skin reveals itself. I'm gonna go to my brush. Zoom out. Can you see that like we still have the texture on the skin? The texture is still there, like it was before and after. The texture is still there. So when retouching, just make sure that like you maintain the skin texture. You don't want to change that up. So let's patch that up as well. I mean, if it looks good to your eye, you can stop. This is like a job that can take like a whole day. You know? Before, after. Before, after. I think I went a bit too much there, so I'm just gonna take down the opacity a bit. Yeah, and then right now I'm gonna do my global dodge and burn. I've made a video on how I do this, so I'm gonna link it up as well. Screen. And I'm gonna right click on it, go to the blending options. So what I'm gonna do, when this is open, I'm gonna hold Alt, click on that arrow on the shadow side, because I'm taking the shadow side. I'm gonna be pushing it away, which means it's gonna be not effective on the shadow side. Then I'm gonna control the range on where I want it to like start. So I just want it on the highlights because I want the skin to be glowy. So I'm just gonna keep it somewhere there. That's fine. Okay. Her nails. Should I clean her nails up? Yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna hide this. Then I'm gonna merge everything. Delete that. Then I'm gonna do frequency separation now. I'm gonna keep it on, because I don't want any like texture on the nails. I'll just keep it as low as possible. Let me see. Let me put it on 2.5. Yeah, these are just nails, so I'll just work on my low frequency. Done. The nails are clean. The nails are clean. We gave a little manicure. You know, there's a little manicure right there. So let me reveal that. That's what I used to make the image pop. And also I wanna make her nails shine more. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the same thing. Curve adjustment layer. Put that on screen. So I wanna say nails here. I'm just gonna say nails. Nails. And then I'm gonna be on global here. Global. So I'm gonna come down to my nails. And then right now, I'm gonna make sure that like this is only effective on the nails, you know. So I'll push it down out, click the arrow right there, push it down. And then I'm gonna be playing around until I can like see the glow. Yeah, it's proper. Okay, and then I'm gonna Control I on the nails to hide the layer. Then I'm gonna choose a white brush. Choose a white brush, and then I'm gonna reveal just on the nails. So I prefer editing things independently. That way the image has more depth. And I'm just gonna add the sparkle there. I'm just making more sparkle more. Make it sparkle. Paint over the lips, you know. Paint over the lips there to make it glow more. The eye. Yeah. See the nails there? Put that in that layer. Wait, put it inside. That's the nails before. After. Can you see how smooth the nails are? So right now, let me just go color it up. And also, I have to color correct because the color of her face is not matching the color of her body. So how I would do that, I'm just gonna go to the selective color. Wait, now I'm gonna select a body first. I should have done this while doing the frequencies separation actually of the whole skin, but it still works now. I'm gonna go to the selective color, then I'm gonna be on the reds. So I'm gonna be using my eye to make sure that it matches. Just push that down a bit. Yeah, push that away a bit. Play with some magentas. Yeah, push down the cyan. Let me see. Yeah, I'll keep it on 131. 131 is good. Come to the yellows. So the skin color is a combination of red and yellows. So that's why I'm using the red and the yellow only. So I'm gonna push down the yellows as well. Play around. Let me see. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, it's good. Yeah, it looks good now. So I'm just gonna feather it by the mouse. I'm just gonna feather the mouse so it blends in more. Oh, that's good. So let's see the before and after. Before and after. Now that the whole skin is matching, I can color grade the whole image consistently. Then I'm gonna open. Let me just put this in a group, and I'll just say retouch. Because I'm done retouching the image now. So that's the before and that's the after. You see, that's just the retouching, before and after. So right now I want to get a bit more creative with the color of the skin. So right now with the color grading, how I'm feeling is that I just want this to be a bit moody, a bit mysterious, if you can say that, a bit dark. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the selective color and I'm gonna be playing around with the yellows and the reds, because there's no other color here. It's just the yellows and the reds. So I'm gonna start with the reds. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks good. The yellows, no. Let's keep it down there. Let's keep it there. Let's go to the yellows now. Push that up a bit. Push the yellows down a bit. Let's see how the blacks of the yellows look. Okay, cool. So I don't usually play with the neutral because it affects the whole image. You see, so if I wanted an image with science, it actually looks good. It actually looks good. Yeah. So I'm just gonna push the science up a bit. Yeah. I just keep it on 5, and the yellows. Yeah, I'll just keep it there, and then I'll bring the keep the blacks there. So let's see the before and after of that. Before, after. Right now I'm gonna go to the channel mixer, and then I'm gonna change this to monochrome. Then I'm gonna change that to multiply. Then I'm gonna take down the opacity. Yeah, I like it like that. Let's see the before and after so far. Before and after. And then what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna lift up the shadows. I'm gonna make it a bit foggy. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm happy. Let's see the before and after. Before, that's the after. Should I make a skin a bit warmer? Should I? Okay, let me make a skin a bit warmer, but I'm just going to have to turn that down. Then I'm gonna go to a reds, so make it a bit warmer there. Make it a bit warmer. Let me look there. Yeah, let's make a skin a bit warmer. Let's go down to the neutral again. Yes, just keep it on 3. Okay, and then I'm gonna, let's see, before, yeah, that looks good. So just to add more contrast, I'm gonna go to my levels. I'm gonna hold Alt, then I'm gonna push this wheel right away. It's peaking. Nah, it's too much, so I'm gonna take it down. So I'll just put that in a group. Just put that in a group. Control G. Before and after. So I'm thinking that like in future maybe I can just share the images that I'm retouching, and then we can like do it like, you know, do it together. But like that can only happen when we get this channel to 5,000 subscribers. So we're on 2,000 right now. Thank you very, very much to every person that's supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Take care of yourself. See you on the next one.